Hey, this is Aaron. I'm sitting in a 2021 Chevrolet Silverado. This is the 2500 in the LTZ package. This also has the LTZ Plus added on. I'll show you a Monroney later that explains what's in that package. It also has the Z71 off-road. So lots of stuff to cover here. This is a great truck. So this heavy-duty truck, lots of good stuff in here. Let's just go over it step by step, right? So we'll start where we usually start. I'll walk you through the interior here.
This episode brought to you by coffee.
So with this truck, you start over here. This is the door locks up here, seat memory right here, and then you can see mirrors and windows right here. Looking at the mirrors, this selects which mirror to adjust. It adjusts only the top, so you can see with that mirror there is a pony mirror on the bottom that's hand adjustable, and the top mirror up there. So this adjusts only that top mirror. Right here, this folds the mirrors in or turns them out. This is your window lock, and then this center one extends the mirror. So let me show you what that does. I did another video in another one, but this one will be better. So looking at that mirror, I push that and I go into trailering mode, just like that, and pull it back in. So that's how that works right there. Now over here you've got the parking brake, push to set, push to release. Up here you got a whole bunch of controls. So starting up here, this is trailering. So you use this to set your trailer modes. You go like that for trailer. You go like that to change to like off-road mode, normal mode, whatever. That's a couple of driving modes it has. And doing one or the other turns off the last one, right? So if you want to change to normal mode, which is what I just did, then you do this twice. So let me show you what this is doing over here. If I go into trailer mode, turns on trailering down on the bottom. You can just see it right there. If I go into this, it goes to off-road. Push it again, it goes to normal mode. That's it. Now right here you have your drivetrain controls. So this is like automatic. It makes it like all-wheel drive. So four-wheel high will engage when needed. Otherwise it runs rear-wheel drive. This is 4 high. This is 2 high, which is two-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. And then this is 4 low. Low speed only for the most part. You can't go terribly fast in 4 low, but you have lots of grunt and gear ratios for it. Down here you got fog lamps, cargo lamp, although that does kind of look like you're launching a squid, right? Squid launcher, engage! Anyway, I'm fairly easily entertained. Anyway, over here, this is the dimmers for the instruments and the infotainment, etc. Down here's your lighting for outside. So you can see it's on auto. See the indicator right there. When you move over there, that turns them off, and so on. So you can see what all the different settings are. This lights up when you use it. And then this turns on more fog, or lowers the lamps. So the lamps then, they dip down slightly. So you're not quite in as many faces, I guess is a way to put it. Good for city driving, that kind of thing. All right. Now let's look at the steering wheel first. I almost did the instrument cluster first, but my cadence is to do the steering wheel first. So let's do the steering wheel. Over here on the left, you've got, that's left, right? Left, right, left. Yeah, left. Over here on the left, you got cruise control stuff. If it will focus, there we go. So turn it off here, turn it on here. Use this to go to resume or set up and down like that. This sets your distance for your following distance for crash control and all that good stuff, and for adaptive cruise. Down here is steering wheel heat. Turn it on, turn it off. That's it. Over on this side, you got voice controls there. Phone is right here. You can pick up the phone or hang up the phone depending on what's going on. You can also use this to connect a phone. So if you don't have a phone connected, doing this will start the prompts on there to Bluetooth a phone. Over here you have what walks through the driver information screens. So you go back and forth with these, you go up and down spinning this. I'll show you more of that up there when we get to it. Over here, you got your shifter. It's a good size, feels good in your hand, and then you can control gears here if for whatever reason you want to. The only reason I can think of to use these would be like going downhill while you're towing a heavy load. Over here is your washer wipers and your signal turns and so on. So up and down for signal turns, back and forth for your brights like you normally would. Out here, automatic high beams, so you can turn that on and off. It's like a toggle. And then you spin this up and down to do wipers right there. You push that to get the windshield washer fluid to pump and clean the windshield. So there you go, easy. Now, instrument cluster. Wow, I'm amazed the whole thing fits. I kind of have to hold the camera back and steady, but there you go, the whole thing fits. Over here you got a tachometer, over there you got a speedometer. You know, there is no Canuck miles per hour in this. Down there is the gearing. Over here is what's showing on the current trip, which is not my trip in this truck. It's obviously hasn't been reset in a little while. Anyway, and then up here you got oil. Over here you got water. So there's your heats. And then right here you got fuel. This is a gas engine. This is the 6.6, I think? 6.6 liter V8. And then over here is your battery. So it's showing your battery charge and charge state. So you can see it's right in the middle where it's supposed to be. That's what that box means. So there you go. Now, looking at the trip right there. If I go back and forth in that, I can look at what's in music. I can look in, here's my compass and or navigation. Over here is my phone. Here's some vehicle settings. You can go through and change some stuff. So I can change units for things like if I want kmph or something like that, I can change that here. I can also change the clock to 24-hour if I want, that kind of stuff. Now, looking at my trip info here, you can see these two were set pretty close at the same time. You can see the fuel economy average was pretty close on both of them. That's because in everyday driving, this is probably going to be your average. Somewhere hovering in the high 13s, close to 14 mark. On the highway, you may be able to get 20 miles a gallon in this if you're running empty and it's a fairly flat road. Tons of things affect fuel economy in a heavy duty truck. So every time I've seen fuel economy ratings that anybody does, there are 15 million people that want to troll that and complain and say either they've never seen that or say, oh, I can double that. Oh, you get all of that, right? Because everybody's an expert in this crap. But what I will tell you, you can break 20 in this truck. You can at least get close to 20 no matter where you are. I'm at high altitude. This is not turbocharged. I still manage 19 miles per gallon on the highway at 80 miles an hour, 6,400 feet in altitude. Now, if you live in LA and you drive on the highway at 55 and you get lucky and don't have to stop and go, you might get 25 or 26 out of it. But I'm never going to see that where I live. So there you go. Extremely subjective when you get into heavy duty trucks. You start talking about fuel economy. It's exceedingly subjective. All right, off that subject, I'm done ranting. Over here, you got a push button start. Up here, you got no device found because I disconnected my phone. So this is the infotainment screen. We'll just go to the home screen right here. Now you can see a whole bunch of stuff. Lots of cool stuff. I really like Chevy's my Chevrolet. I really like Chevy's setup. This is a great system. It's very quick, responds very fast, like this. See that? Responds really, really fast. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Here you got some trailering. You can do a bunch of stuff to change your trailer around. I don't have anything hooked up, so there's really nothing to do. But it can walk you through a checklist. So when you do a hookup, it will walk you through all of that. Walk you through a lot of great stuff. Highly useful. Now here's the home key here. Here's some quick buttons that take you to really commonly used things. Down here's another home key. So if you ever lose track of that on whatever screen you might happen to be in, you can always get to it from here. This is the physical bounce back and forth between tracks. This is your back button for going back, obviously. A lot of these screens, when you open them up, like say I go to audio, you'll have a back button up here. So, but that may or may not be there, like it wasn't there, so you always have it here. Here you have your volume control, and this physically turns it on and off. And then this over here is your tracks and select button if you're using this to select through menus. So you can actually do this, see? And then you can push this to select it. So really cool setup. Nice. extra redundancy that's not just there for the sake of redundancy. It's actually useful redundancy. So there you go. Sometimes you got gloves on, you can't physically touch the screen, so you can use these. Really smart. All right, down here you got lots of stuff. First, we'll start with all the climate controls right here. Hopefully it's not too much glare from the sun. It moved while I was sitting here. Not really. I just didn't do a good job parking. That's all it is. I should have parked better. Should have found a better angle. Moved it maybe a little this way or something. All right. So down here, what you got your temperature control. So if you turn this on, I'll just do that really quick. You can change the temperature like this. And now it's on auto. You can sync them by pushing that button. Unsync them and have them be individual, whatever you want to do. I'm going to turn them off real quick because it makes a lot of noise on the mic. Over here, you can see it changes where the air is blowing. Here's your defrost, AC, recirc. Now you got seat heating, top of the seat only heating. Real Chevy thing, which is really nice. I like it. And then seat cooling, same over there. The seat cooling is part of a package. I'll show you Monroney in a little bit and you'll see where all that comes in. Over here you got lane keeping assist, parking assist. Here it opens and closes the tailgate. I think it closes it. I don't think it closes it. Opens the tailgate. There you go. It's a nice soft close, soft open, whatever. And it's easy to close because it's just it's a lightweight aluminum, so you can just one-handed, no issue. Here's your Duke's lights. Here's your traction control. This turns this plug on and off, and then if you happen to have one in the bed as an option, it would work that too. Here's your hill descent. Part of the Z71 off-road right there. This right here is your trailer gain. So you can set your gain back and forth right here. You can squeeze to test and use, whatever. So there you go. Here's some USBs. You can see there's a C and an A. Here you got a cigarette plug, and here you got a 115, I think it is, right there. Then down here you got a little bit of storage. It's not a terrible amount, but this is a nice place to just kind of lean your phone sideways. I wouldn't, up and down it'll stay okay, but it'll rattle against this. Mine does anyway. Over here's a spot where you could just throw your phone if you don't care about having it upright. Over here's a spot to also throw your phone or whatever else other junk you got. Here's some drink holders, including my Apple Bubbly, which is my new favorite. Apple Bubbly. You can't drink coffee because it's too late in the day and or you've already had 5 cups, which is how I am. All right. Nice storage right here for whatever, and then you can get a whole tablet all the way across. Smart. Now, center storage here, another spot for a phone or something. Push button right here, opens it up. Down in there, you got this huge cavernous spot. You can see there's some more USBs. There's also an aux plug, and there's an SD slot. There's a little bitty LED light. You can probably just see that right there. So, nice. I really like that. Is that all I got? Yeah, and then these are clips, so you can actually hang files in here, which is becoming a common thread in work trucks like this, if you haven't noticed. So, that's pretty much what's going on as far as the controls. You got a proper glove box, another glove box. You got nice, this is the pitch black. So this particular truck has, what's the name of the color? It's like ruby red or race red or something like that. It's like a red hot is the color on this one, and then jet black is the interior. And then you can see some wood accents. You can see the niceness, and you can see my junk in the other seat. Rubber floor mats on here. Just beautifully done. Now this is also a crew cab. So in the back you got huge amounts of seating. This has an option which includes outboard heated seats. Those right there open up for storage on both sides. That is a center console if you want to use it. Electric back window, also an option added on for this. Beautifully done. More drink holders right here. Rubber floor mats back there. All kinds of good stuff. Also for parents, I hope I can get it. I'm not going to get, there it is. See the red things? Those are the latch. So easy to get a car seat in this, should you need to. So, I think that covers it. Such a great truck. Really smart design, really nice. Every door has a grab handle so you can easily get in because it is a 3/4 ton truck. Means it's going to be tall. Now, let's look at the Monroney. For this particular one, the Monroney the truck itself includes a lot of add-ons, a fair amount, of almost $6,500 in options. So starting out with this truck, 2500 four-wheel drive LTZ crew cab, you're going to start out at $53,700. Now you add a bunch of options to that. The LTZ Plus package is $26,445. That's the front bucket seats with the center console, ventilated front seats, rear sliding power window, etc. Whole bunch of add-ons with that package. So really worth considering, I think. Then you get $1470 for the Z71 Sport Edition. It's the black badging and trim, body color bumpers, door handles and grille, 18-inch high-gloss aluminum wheels, mud terrain tires, and the black assist steps, which are installed at the dealership. Now that is a phenomenal package. I really like the Z71 look on this truck, especially in this red hot paint, because then the black just blings. Really well done. So if you're going to do this, I would really highly consider adding that. Now, next one, you got the $1340 for a gooseneck wheel package, or gooseneck fifth wheel package, whatever. So if you buy a 3/4 ton truck, what are you going to do with it? You're going to tow. Why wouldn't you add that? I don't know. I mean, if you never plan to tow a gooseneck or fifth wheel, I guess that's a good idea. I guess you don't need to add that. But honestly, if you have that on the truck, even if you never use it, bumps the resale value a lot. So I would recommend getting it. Now, $645 for the safety package dose. Safety package 2 includes forward collision alert, lane departure warning, automatic emergency braking, IntelliBeam, high beam, blah, 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 blah. I would get all that, honest. It's a cheap price to pay for a lot of extra safety. Well worth it. Get it. Next up is $325 for the Z71 off-road package. Off-road suspension including twin. This is so cheap. $325 to add all this great stuff. Off-road suspension with twin tube shocks, hill descent control. Okay, you can take or leave that. Skid plates, Z71 badging, which honestly looks pretty cool. And then the rear axle changes to 373, so that is going to affect your towing. And the gross vehicle weight changes to 10,650 pounds. Also worth noting. So you get those cool upgrades, but you do lose a tiny bit of your capability. Honestly, I don't know who would care. If you're in this truck and you're trying to tow like 35 or 40,000 pounds, you really should reconsider what truck you bought. Because no 3/4 ton should be pulling that kind of weight. Anyway, let's keep going. Now, total option $6,425. Total vehicle and options, so adding those together, $60,125. Destination charge, pretty close to $1,600. So you end up with $61,720 as your price tag. Now this one has a $500 discount that may or may not apply. I don't know how they work that. I don't know for sure if it's like everybody gets it. I'm pretty sure it's just the dealer happens to give it, or in this case, Chevrolet themselves. But that dropped it down to $61,220. Regardless, whether you're paying $61,220 or $61,720, that is an amazingly good price for a very loaded, this is a well-heeled 3/4 ton heavy-duty truck. So I wouldn't complain about any of those prices. So there you go. That's kind of what I got for this. This has been Aaron sitting in the 2021 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 LTZ with 4-wheel drive with the Z71 off-road package. That's it. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.